Have you ever tried to prove someone wrong, only to end up making them defensive or even angry? That's the problem Dale Carnegie explores in Chapter 11, A Sure Way of Making Enemies, and How to Avoid It. When President Theodore Roosevelt was in the White House, he admitted that if he could be right 75% of the time, he'd consider himself successful. Imagine that one of the smartest leaders in history knew he'd still be wrong a quarter of the time. So, if even great minds can be wrong, why do we feel the need to prove others wrong? Every time we correct someone harshly, even with a look, a tone, or a smirk, we're not winning respect. We're wounding their pride. And once pride is hurt, logic no longer matters. You may win the argument, but you'll lose the person. Carnegie reminds us that telling people they're wrong never makes them agree with us. It only makes them want to defend themselves. Even geniuses like Galileo and Socrates understood this truth. Galileo said, "You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself." That's influence, not force, not debate. The secret is subtlety. Instead of declaring, "I'm right and you're wrong," try saying, "I might be mistaken. Let's look at the facts together." That small shift changes everything. It disarms the other person, shows humility, and invites cooperation instead of conflict. A car dealer named Harold Reinke tried this approach with angry customers. Instead of arguing, he said, "Our dealership has made many mistakes. We may have erred in your case. Tell me about it." The result? Cooler conversations, loyal clients, and even referrals. When you admit you might be wrong, people start trusting that you're fair, and that's real power. Carnegie shares stories of those who learned this lesson the hard way, including a lawyer who corrected a Supreme Court justice in court. He was right, but he lost the argument because he bruised the justice's pride. Benjamin Franklin, too, once argued endlessly, until a mentor told him, "Your opinions have a slap in them for everyone who differs with you." Franklin took the advice to heart. He stopped contradicting others directly and began using softer phrases like, "It appears to me," or "I may be mistaken." That small linguistic humility helped him gain respect, friends, and enormous influence. When you approach people with respect, even when they're wrong, they're more open to your ideas. And when you approach with arrogance, even if you're right, you lose. The goal isn't to win arguments. It's to win understanding. So, next time you feel that burning urge to correct someone, pause. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," try, "I might see it differently, but I could be mistaken." You'll be amazed how quickly walls come down. Because people don't change their minds when they're attacked. They change when they feel safe and respected. Remember, humility doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Even Benjamin Franklin, one of the sharpest thinkers in history, credited his success to this single habit: never telling people they're wrong. As Dale Carnegie reminds us, show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say, "You're wrong." That's the art of diplomacy and the foundation of influence. That's Chapter 11 of How to Win Friends and Influence People. In the next episode, we'll explore Chapter 12. If you're wrong, admit it. Subscribe to Voice of Books for timeless wisdom that helps you not just win arguments, but win hearts.